Mm-hmm.
Hello there, Mr. Hinckley.
Hello.
All right. Do you remember me from last time? I'm Nurse Patty. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Tonight I'm going to do an inspection of your thorax, your cardio, pulmonary, and vascular peripheral systems. Okay. Can you tell me what the day is today?
Yeah, today is October 5th, 2020. 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, let me go over.
Who's the president?
The president is President Trump.
Okay. And can you tell me your birthday?
Yep, 9/6/1975.
And your whole name?
Brian Paul Hinckley.
All right. Okay. All right. I saw that you had your vital signs done, and they look pretty good this time. Your temp was 98.1. Your pulse was 68, which was excellent. And your heart rate was, or your blood pressure was 120/80, and respirations were 16. 99 pulse ox. Do you smoke?
Sometimes.
Okay. Are you having any issues with, respiratory issues or anything?
I've had some upper respiratory in the past, but I'm doing a lot better now.
Okay.
I'm on Zyrtec, so.
You have any, all right, so you do have like seasonal allergies and that?
Mhm.
Okay,
Big
all
time.
right, that's what's affecting it then, okay. All right, so, the first thing I have to do is I have to inspect, which means I have to look, make sure that I don't see anything, out of the ordinary.
Okay.
And, I don't see any pulses going on right now. Your chest is symmetrical, which is good. Let me check the back. Same thing. All right. I'm going to actually palpate now, so I'm going to feel, all right? And I'm going to be feeling for any thrills, which is like a purring feel underneath my hand. And I'm going to do it on both sides. Okay. Can you say, I'm going to put my hand on different parts of your chest. Can you say blue moon for me?
Blue moon. Blue moon. Blue moon. Blue moon.
Okay. Try back here. Same thing.
Blue moon. Blue moon. Blue moon. Blue moon.
Okay. And I could feel the vibration, so that was good. All right. My stethoscope, because the next thing we're going to do is auscultate your lungs in the front. Alright, so I'm going to put my stethoscope on your chest, and if you could take a deep breath for me. And out. And again. Okay. And I'm going from side to side because I'm checking to make sure that everything's symmetrical from one side to the other, to make sure there's no variances. Okay, back. Same thing. Deep breath in and out. And what I'm listening to right now are mostly vesicular sounds, which are the majority of the lung base is all vesicular. In between we have bronchiovesicular, and then in the front, around the trachea, we have bronchial sounds, which okay. All right, you want to lay back for me?
Sure.
All right, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna listen for your carotid, and I don't do it up here in the carotid sinus. I'm gonna do it a little lower down here, because if I do it up too far, I could, affect your blood flow.
Okay.
I'm gonna actually use the bell because I can hear better. don't hear any bruits, which are like a whooshing sound. They would say there's turbulence in the blood, and I don't hear any of that, which is good.
Good.
Can you turn your head to the left for me for a minute? All right, I'm looking at your jugular, and I can see the pulsation, which is good, and it's right where it needs to be. If it were any lower, I would be putting the seat up so it would get up higher, but it's right where it needs to be, okay? And this is your substernal notch right here, which is the top of your sternum. Right below that, right here, is your sternal angle, and then you have the sternum, and then we get down to here, and down here, like right across here, is your costal arch. Okay? All right, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to listen for your valve sounds, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to go to the second intercostal space. It's right there, okay? And on the right side is where your aortic valve is. And I can hear your lub-dub, your S1 and S2 very clearly, okay? And then I'm going to go to the left side, and that's your pulmonic valve. All right, and then I'm going to inch my way through the second, to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth for the tricuspid, and I'm going to go to the mid-clavicular line for your mitral valve, which is the apex of the heart, and that's where you have the PMI. That's where you hear the heart the strongest. All right, now I'm going to turn over and do the bell and do it backwards. So I have the mitral valve, tricuspid, walk up my Erb's point, up to my pulmonic valve, and over to my aortic valve. It's a good strong S1, S2. The S1 is when your AV valves close, which are your tricuspid and your mitral valve, and the S2 is when your semilunar valves close, which is your aortic and your pulmonic. But I don't hear any extra sounds like an S2, I mean S3 or S4. So sometimes you can get an S1 split, but I don't hear that either. Okay.
I'm glad.
Yeah. So I'm going to check your aorta. I'm going to palpate that. See if I can feel how big your aorta is in there. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, I'm going to check your pulses now. Okay, so I'm going to start with your radial pulse, which is in here. That's it. It's not bounding. It's a good regular pulse. It's not thready. It's not weak, and it's not bounding. +2. This is your brachial. Alrighty. I'm going to try to do your popliteal. I'm going to put the legs up on this. Okay. Alright, so I can try and feel the popliteal. The popliteal is one of the hardest ones to feel. okay, which is right behind your knee. So I'm going to bend this a little bit. Comes all the way together. Oh, I got it. Alrighty, that's a good one. I tell you, I was gonna take your socks off, huh? Alright, and now I'm gonna do the dorsalis pedis up here. On the anterior aspect of the foot. Okay, and then the posterior tibial. Okay. All right, now I'm going to check the other side because I need to make sure that both sides are equal. Are you okay?
Yep,
You'll tell me if you feel uncomfortable or anything, right?
for sure.
All right, all right. So let me try down here with the dorsalis pedis. Okay, and then posterior tibial. Okay, let's try your popliteal on this side. See if it's as giving as the other side was. This is one of the hardest ones to get. Got it. Alright, let me check the radial on this side. Some good pulses going on there. Okay, alrighty. Alright, now I'm going to have you sit up so I can check some other lung sounds on you.
Okay.
Alright. First thing I'm going to do, can you turn sideways a little bit? I want to check for expansion of your chest, okay? So I have to go between the 9th and the 10th ribs. Right there. Pull my thumbs together. All right, now take a deep breath for me. Okay. Both sides lifted equally, which was good. That means it's symmetrical, which is excellent, okay? So I'm going to listen for, it's called bronchophony, and what it is, I want you to say blue moon every time I, every time I put this on your skin, okay?
Blue moon,
Good.
blue moon, blue moon, blue moon, blue moon, blue moon.
Okay. Now what I want you to do is what's called whispered pectriloquy, and I want you to whisper blue moon.
Okay.
All right, and I'm going to do the same thing. Excellent. I knew that you were saying the words, but I couldn't hear it. If I could have heard it, there might have been some consolidation in the lungs, but I couldn't hear it, okay? Now the last thing I want you to do is say E, 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 E for me while I do this, okay?
E E E E E. 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 E E E E E.
Perfect. If I would have heard A instead of E, 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 again, there it would have been an issue, okay, but I heard the E, okay?
Alright.
So now I'm going to percuss, which means I'm going to listen for resonance, a resonant sound, and I'm gonna use my middle finger of my non-dominant hand, and then I'm gonna take the finger of my dominant hand and strike my middle finger and just listen for the resonance, okay? Okay. If I get over like a rib, I won't be able to hear the resonance, then it'll be like a dull thud, okay? But the resonance is good in all of it, okay? Alrighty, you can turn around and lay back again. We don't percuss the heart anymore, but we do percuss the lungs, okay? So I'm just gonna, in between your ribs here, okay? That's your second intercostal space, so. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear that's the way it's supposed to sound. Okay, all right, I think we've got just about everything.
So I sound pretty healthy.
You sound very healthy.
Thank you.
Is there anything that, any questions that you have or any concerns that you have at this time?
No, not at all. You did such a great job every step of the way explaining every bit of the process.
All right, well, thank you kindly, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.